First I want to show you is how to swipe away all the windows on your screen by simply moving your cursor down and touching the bottom left of your screen. This can be very handy if you want to access anything on your desktop. For instance, I want to access something behind this window. Swipe away, and then I'm able to open it. What this is also good for is if I want to drag one of the items on my desktop into a folder. For instance, swipe away, grab any sort of file on my desktop, swipe back, and then I can add it to any folder I so desire. To set this up, it's pretty simple. I'm going to go into our Mac OS X control panel, go to Expose and Spaces, switch to Expose, and then we can see right here in the bottom left of the screen I've switched this to desktop. And again, you can put this on any side of the screen. I just find the bottom left of the screen to be most easily accessible and not bothering me with any other thing. The second thing I wanted to show you is for laptops only, but it is quite handy. For instance, if I take my index and middle finger and tap them both on the trackpad at the same time, it mimics a right click. This is not enabled by default. By default, you need to hold both your index and middle finger at the same time as you click. So to do the quick version, we can go into our control panel, go to keyboard and mouse, in your trackpad, in the trackpad gestures, right now I have it enabled. By default it'll come like this. You can click the clicking, that allows you to do the double tap without the click, and then I also like to do the dragging, which allows me to double tap with my index finger, and then I'm able to drag the window around and then click tap to release. The third thing I use every day is in Mac OS X Mail. I apologize if you don't use Mail, but I would assume most Leopard users do. So in Mail, when I receive a mail, oftentimes there's something that I need to do, a task. So let me dig up something here. Okay, for instance, verify your email before you can use their service or something. Say that's a task. I go up to do, or first highlight the text in the email, like I did there, and then hit the to do. You will see right here that it creates a to do item for me. Then I can click here and prioritize it, medium, low, or high, and then choose the calendar to add it to, which is basically category. So this is a home item, medium priority. I can also add a due date, and then it's accessible here in the to-do items. So for instance, verify your email before to use their service. Now if I click here, it'll actually shortcut to the email that I pulled the to-do item from. Then here I leave it open until I get it done. Then I just click up here, which deletes the to-do item, close the mail, and I'm done. The fourth thing is just a simple program. It's called Quicksilver. What's really nice about Quicksilver is you can hold control and hit spacebar and the Quicksilver application will open, then we can type, for instance, I want to open text edit. I type in well, it already opened it, but say text, and then there's the application, and there's some other options here. Text made also might be an option. So double click it and we have text edit open. Another really useful thing at Quicksilver that I find myself using more and more as I get used to it is, for instance, I want to open a document. Oftentimes documents are laying on my desktop, so for instance I want to open something in let's say Pages, or well, let's say text edit. Alright, so text edit is open. Now I can go over here, grab something, on your desktop, that's fine. Drag it over onto Quicksilver, onto the application text edit, and it will open my document from, the file that I dragged onto the program. It'll open, that file with the program we just dragged onto, which is really slick, and I think you'll use it more and more as you get used to it. It's kind of not something that you normally think of. A couple other items I wanted to address: the terminal. I'm sure not everyone's going to be using the terminal that will watch this video, but occasionally some do. Oh, well, I'm sure if you're a super geek you will. So to open the terminal we can just use Quicksilver, type in TER, it'll open it. What's nice about Leopard is you can actually open a folder with the Finder. So say my documents, digital pictures, and let's say I want to navigate to that directory via the terminal. So normally the change directory command is what we execute. So type in cd space. Now we can actually drag a folder right onto the terminal window, and that will pop in the path so we don't actually have to type it out by hand. Hit return and we're actually navigated to that directory in the terminal window. This is really nice. I use it when I am in a deep directory and I don't want to type in so many different levels of directories. Another thing that I use very often is the profile, which will allow you to put in aliases. So I use aliases all the time is what I'm getting at. One quick thing, if you have TextMate to edit well, first let's navigate to our home directory. Okay, so now that we're in the home, if you want to edit something with TextMate quick, you can use mate dot profile. Sorry, my kitty decided to walk on my laptop. Funny. So in TextMate, you'll see I have these different aliases set up. For instance, alias cd-cake, and then I type in cd space the directory, and that will actually allow me to navigate easily to the cake directory. So let me show you this in action. First, add your alias. Next, open the terminal, then load your profile. This is done with dot profile. Then type in your alias, cd dash, and you can just type in the first part of it and hit tab. That will automatically find it. Hit return, and now we're navigated to the cake directory.